Say hello.
Heyo, hey everybody. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time, whichever one you are. All are welcome. Hello.
If you don't know us, introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Pyre. I am your host and your artist for the evening.
Hello, I'm here as moral support, and I'm here for Pyre, someone to talk to and to just talk about their drawings and stuff they like and life. You know, just our usual conversations, kind of.
Yeah, just kind of a conversation. We'll see where it goes.
And where is this going? What are we looking at?
Well, for starters, we are looking at a speed paint of the lovely Rosie from Hazbin Hotel.
I know most people who are click on this is probably watch the show, but in case you haven't, why don't you give them a little summary of Rosie?
Well, Rosie is an overlord in Hazbin Hotel's depiction of hell, and she is the leader of the cannibal colony. And she is herself a cannibal, which is why I like to call her the Cannibal Queen.
Cannibal Queen. I don't know how to transition. Start the video.
We transition by saying, off we go into the drawing.
I do love the pose. The pose, the hips, the curves. You do like curves.
Those lovely curves.
Her hands are very long.
Yeah, I had to do a double take when I was drawing them. I'm like, are they really that long?
So, I have a couple questions I have written down. First off, why do you like Rosie?
I think part of it might be aesthetics. I've always been interested in that kind of like 1920s to 1940s kind of aesthetic. I'm not stupid. I wouldn't want to live that during that time, but.
Oh, no. Great Gatsby, Roaring 20s always looks cool.
It always looks a lot cooler than it actually would be. And then that kind of Kentucky Derby, kind of big Kentucky Derby-ish hat. Or at least it reminds me of like when I would go to Kentucky Derby parties with my dad and all the ladies were in like these big fancy hats.
This is the first time I've learned that you've been to Kentucky Derby parties.
Used to go to them every year with my dad. But also because I just have a thing for maternal characters. And while Rosie is an overlord and she is dangerous, and she doesn't deny it, she actually takes Alistair calling her dangerous as a compliment. So the way she handles Charlie was really beautiful, and I love that so much. I just love characters that have that kind of maternal side.
So, okay, so you like Rosie and it has nothing to do with any internal traumas or issues whatsoever, right?
Honestly, it probably does. We don't need to go into detail, but yes, I do happen. I, as a aromantic asexual person, do have a thing for maternal characters.
Wait, how does those two connect? Hold on,
it's not sexual. That's what I mean. It's not like a mommy kink. It's me just like being like, please, I need a new mom help.
You can just say mommy issues. That's the term. Why we didn't even go to the kink. You just had to say mommy issues. What? What?
I don't want people to get the wrong idea.
Mommy issues does not immediately mean kink. It has never immediately been kink. Jeez. Okay. I'm losing it.
When I say I have a thing for maternal characters, I want people to realize it's because of mommy issues and not because of anything weird.
I'm saying you could have just said the word mommy issues.
I'm bad with words, okay? I forgot words.
It's derailing. The video's derailing. Don't scream into the mic. You're gonna deafen the audience. What is that? Oh my God. This is going great.
This is recording on drugs.
If you haven't noticed, I apologize. We were a little knackered. Not just because it's late, but because this is not our first time trying to record this.
You're a little derpy.
And it seemed to have gotten more and more hinged each time. But aside that, this drawing is always good to watch every time. I can say that with honesty. So next question. What was the hardest part about drawing Rosie?
Probably the decorations on her hat is probably what I would say. I like them, but yeah, they were a pain to get them to look correct.
There is a lot of them.
Yeah, she's got a very decorative hat. The feather was a little bit of a pain to get it to sit properly. Actually, there's 2 feathers, and both of them were a pain in the ass. The little carnations on her hat were probably, or at least what I assume are carnations. They're some sort of flower. Those were probably the most irritating part. I think I might have actually cut a lot of me experimenting
Because I was just not happy with them. They're not like your standard rose. But trying to make them that they don't look like popcorn is a little bit of a pain. But that's what reference photos are for.
The carnation looks like a little rat on her head.
It kind of does. Yeah, there's a couple black flowers and it's classy. It's dark yet classy.
How come you don't use the fill tool? You're usually just coloring in like a coloring book.
Well, part of it is practical reasons because I do not trust my line work with the fill tool on this program. I'm using Adobe Photoshop here. And so basically all of my lines are, it's a pixel program. So it's a pixel based program. So I have to draw every, I can't trust that my lines are perfectly connected. And so every time I use the fill tool, there's always a risk that it's just gonna fill the entire page with one color. And then we'll have a whole new mess on our hands. If I was using Toon Boom, which I do sometimes do stationary images in Toon Boom as well as animation, I would use the fill tool, but for here, I prefer to do it manually. But also because I just like the process. There's something therapeutic about manual coloring. I guess that's why some people like coloring books, but I prefer to do it with my own line art. Gives me a feeling of accomplishment.
Well, this certainly is looking like an accomplishment to me.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites so far.
One more question that I had written down at least. Do you think by the end of Hazbin, Rosie will become a major antagonist?
Honestly, I don't really know. I say she's a little bit more of a wild card. She is an overlord, and so she's a dangerous person, and she is friends with Alistair. So I can see when Alistair inevitably turns and becomes a major villain. I can see her siding with him and basically being a partner in crime, trying to make Charlie see Alistair's perspective. But I can also see her siding with Charlie and trying to reason with Alistair on her behalf. Or I can see her taking a kind of middle route and trying to mediate between them like a couples therapist.
Yes, couples therapist.
Yeah, not shipping, but
No. Not. I'm actually mentioning the fact I was trying to mention the fact that she's definitely is good with relationships. Not like she ate her ex-husband or anything.
yeah, she ate her ex-husband. Don't take marriage advice from this woman.
Or no, don't do it.
Please don't. Eating your husband is not the solution, as badass as that is.
The only reason I won't advocate eating your husband if they're a dick is because it also could make you sick.
Oh yeah, very sick.
Don't let them get the last laugh.
Yeah, don't. Ethics aside, there are some physical consequences for cannibalism, and I don't think you want to find out the hard way. I can't believe you're saying this though.
Hold on, I'm gonna finish it with something even worse. I remember a meme about about a guy saying, "I want when I die, if I die early young, I want to be turned into like ground into like chili powder or something in chili, and have his wife eat him so he can tear her ass one more time."
Oh, I think I've seen that. I think I've seen that before. That's brilliant.
It is really funny. But no, yeah, I think it would be Hazbin Hotel is one of the few shows where I'm like, I actually can't really see how this is gonna go. Will Charlie end up the leader of hell? What will that be for what will that mean for everyone else? I mean, I know Angel Dust is going to heaven. No matter what he is, it's just gonna be an interesting road to watch that. Most of these people are in hell for a reason. Even though I love Angel Dust, they're in there for a reason. So even though we like them and we're like cheering for them.
Yeah, I mean, Angel Dust was in the mafia. He most likely killed people when he was alive.
Yes, he had them Tommy guns for a reason. He's proficient in them for a reason.
Yeah, he can be a cuddly sweetheart sometimes, but he's also genuinely dangerous.
Yeah, but my point is that trying to be like, oh, like if a character is like doing good or doing bad, we can't judge them in the exact same ways of like alignment. It's not about like good or bad fully in this show. It is about who we want to cheer for, because even people liking and loving Alistair will admit is, you know.
Or at least they should be able to admit that Alistair's a menace. He's a straight up psychopath.
Yeah, it's really more gray. A lot of things here is just a lot more gray.
And that's one of the things I really like about this show, is that there's a lot of gray area, and I for one, really like moral ambiguity.
Well, here's hoping they stick the landing. Just like you stuck the landing hard with this drawing.
Hey, yeah, and like I said, this is one of my favorites that I've done so far. I love this drawing so much.
Thanks for joining us for this fucking fever dream of a video.
Yeah, this one got a little wild, didn't it?
A little? I mean, if people like that, then yeah, I'm cool with it.
Hey, thanks for sticking around, and hey, thank you for your time, and love you all for that.
Thanks for sticking around. Hi Ray loves you all. I don't know you, so see you next time.
I appreciate your support.
And I hope you support us for the next one. Until then.
Bye.